Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to record this or not, just because I guess I feel fine. I just have a headache, or technically a migraine, and this band is not making it any better. So I really just threw something on, because if I don't record this now, then the next time I'll be able to record is like what, Thursday or Friday, and it's now Monday. So I figured I might as well just go ahead and get this video out. So we're just gonna jump right into it. This is part two of Solo Trip Gone Wrong. I left off on part one where I had just arrived at Wayne's place, like his apartment, and we had just left the lobby, and he's helping me bring my bags upstairs. So as soon as we enter into his apartment, I immediately start going straight in my suitcase, because mind you, at this point it's now Saturday afternoonish, and the last time I had my suitcase was like Friday morning when I left the first airport. So I immediately start going through my suitcase, making sure like everything's good, everything is still in there. And then I asked him if I can take a shower, and he was like, yeah, that's cool. So I went ahead and started getting like my clothes and stuff together that I wanted to shower and change into. So he takes me to the bathroom, shows me how everything works and everything like that. So I go ahead, I take a shower, I change, and I get dressed. So when I come out the bathroom, Wayne is already sitting in the kitchen, like eating the food that we had got from Popeyes. So I go over to the table, and, I sit down, I start eating, and we're just having like a normal conversation. So he starts to tell me that like his homeboy was gonna be coming over later, and me and him, we hang out all the time. He's always coming over here, but he likes to party, so let me know if he be doing too much, because sometimes he likes to get wild. So like if it's just too much for you, like just let me know, and I'll say something to him, and I'll tell him to like chill out and stuff. And I was just like, okay, it's cool. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, how wild can he be? I didn't really think too much of it. I was just like, all right, well, I came here to have a good time, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. So after we finish eating, he brings out the bottle of Henny that he got, and now we're taking shots. And immediately my stomach started hurting, immediately. And like I said before in the first video, I believe that I had got motion sickness from being on the flight, because like once I got off the flight, everything was like the room was spinning. Basically, it felt like I was still on the plane. Like it was just awful. So of course, after I'm eating and after we're drinking, like my stomach starts to hurt. I start to feel really sick, and I immediately feel like I need to throw up. So I go to the bathroom, throw up. So after that, brush my teeth and everything, come back out, and he's asking me like, am I okay? And I was like, and I'm telling him, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm fine. Like I think it's just motion sickness. Well, I didn't say that because I didn't know what it was, but I was telling him like, oh, I don't know, like I started feeling like this after I got off the plane. Like, and then I was telling him, I was like, I have been drinking a lot, like not just here, but like I was drinking at the airport. And of course I left out that I had went to Bougie's house the previous night. I was just saying like, oh, I was drinking a lot the previous night. I drank a lot at the airport, like stuff like that. So he was like, all right, well, maybe you should get some water in your system, stuff like that, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's the same thing that I was thinking, like maybe I'm just dehydrated or something like that. Like maybe I just need to drink some more water. So we're doing that. And eventually, like after we get done eating and all of that, we move from the kitchen, and now we're going into his bedroom. So the way that his bedroom looked, so when you first walked in, the closet was off to the side, his bed was in the middle, In front of his bed was the TV, and then far over to the other side was like the window. But he had one of those, I think it's called like a AC unit. He had one of those in his window. So that was at the bottom part. So you could only see out of the top part of the window. So we walk over to the bed, like I sit on the bed, and like he's laying down, and we're just talking and stuff like that. And as we're talking, I hear boom, 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 boom. And I look at him, and he's looking at me, and then we hear it again. Boom, 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 boom. And I look at the door because obviously somebody's banging on the door. So I'm looking at him, and he's like, I don't know who the fuck that is, but hold on for a minute. So I'm like, all right. So he gets up, he walks over to the door, and okay, before he opens it, he stands close to the door, and he goes, who is it? And whoever it is, they say who they are, I assume, because I couldn't hear, but they said something. And then like he opens the door, and he's like, oh, hey man, what's up? So then the guy starts talking, and I recognize the voice from being the guy at the front desk. He's telling Wayne, he was like, I don't know if you planned on going out anywhere, but I just want to give you a heads up. Crazy is outside. So Wayne, he was like, what you mean she's outside? And he was like, well, she's outside in her car. Like, she was sitting out there for a minute, and then she started just circling the block. So now she's out there like circling the block. And I just wanted to give you a heads up because I wasn't sure if you were like planning on leaving or planning on like going anywhere. So Wayne, he was like, what? She's just circling the block. And he was like, yeah, like she's just circling the block. Like she hasn't tried to come back into the building or anything like that. So then Wayne was like, all right, man, like good luck. Thanks for the heads up. So then he closes the door. And honestly, up until that point, I forgot about Crazy because like once he had that whole I guess you could say issue about her sitting in front of his apartment door and all that, like once all of that happened, I had it in my mind that once we got upstairs into his apartment, then I was gonna ask him about her. But honestly, I forgot. Like with me taking a shower, eating, us taking shots, with me getting sick and throwing up, like with all of that going on, I honestly forgot all about her. But now that the guy at the front desk said that she's been circling the block, now I remember, like, okay, I need to ask him like what's going on with him. So I do exactly that. And so he said that she was circling around the block, and he was like, yeah, like what the fuck, this crazy AB is just out there circling around the block. And then he walks past me and goes over to the window. He's looking out at the top of the window, and he's looking out there. I guess he was looking to see if he could see her driving around the block. And then he kind of like, so how do I explain it? So let's just say he was on like the 4th floor or something like that, right? So because he's so high up, he looks down, right? He's looking out the window, but like he's looking down. He was like, yo, what the fuck? This crazy bee is sitting outside my window. So I'm like, well, what's she doing? And he was like, nothing. Like she's just sitting in her car, like on her phone. And as soon as he said that, his phone starts vibrating. So I look, and I'm like, I bet that's her calling. So he goes over to his phone. He picks it up, looks at it, and he was like, man, hell yeah, it's her. And then I assume he declined the call or whatever he did, but he hit the button on the side and then tossed his phone back on the bed. So he's over there staring out the window, watching her watch him. Like, I don't know. So now I'm like, all right, yeah, this is just all weird. Like, let me just ask. So I ask him. I'm like, so, like, what's up with y'all? Like, do you talk to her or something? And he was like, no. Like, this is exactly what he said. He was like, no, she used to be my girlfriend. Like, she's my ex. Like, when we were together, our relationship was really toxic. We were arguing all the time. She would always accuse me of cheating. And those arguments would sometimes turn physical, and it got to the point where like I never put my hands on her, but like she would put her hands on me, and she would be like just breaking shit, like breaking shit in here, breaking shit out in the hallway. Like we got into an argument like in the lobby one time, and she was breaking shit down there. That's why the dude at the front desk was like that she's not allowed to be around here because, and I think in the video I named him the boss, the person that owns the complex. I think complex. I think I called him like boss or something like that. So we're just gonna stick with that name. So he was like in one of our altercations that we got into, boss was like that he didn't want her on the premises anymore. Because not only is she breaking stuff in here, but she's also breaking stuff like in the lobby, and they just can't have that because this is a business. So how did she get in? Because mind y'all, like the dude at the front desk said that she was sitting outside of Wayne's apartment. So I was like, well, how did she get in? And he was like, I don't know, because the front door, like, you have to have a key to unlock the front door in order to get in. And the only people that have keys are people that live here. So I'm thinking that maybe somebody opened the door, like somebody else unlocked the door, and then she just came in after them. Like, I don't know how she got in here, but she know that she's not supposed to be in here, and she's not supposed to, like, be around here because they're gonna call the police. So I was like, wow. In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, if this was a trip for, I guess, us to decide if we should progress things further and, like, talk seriously, or how things would work if we did talk seriously, like, if that was the purpose of this trip, I already know, like, now, right off the bat, it's not gonna work. Like, it's not gonna work. We're most likely just gonna stay friends, and it's not gonna progress into anything further. Only because I was also thinking, like, now I don't know this girl, obviously, but I'm thinking, like, oh, you know, no girl is going to constantly harass, you know, a dude, you know, especially if he's making it perfectly clear, like, hey, like, I don't want to be with you, what we had is over, like, stuff like that. Like, if he's making that perfectly clear, then there's no way that she's gonna continue to call his phone, like, blow him up, or continue to show up at his place. Like, I just feel like that kind of thing is very crazy. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's obviously giving her some sort of attention. He's obviously giving her, like, has to be leading her on in some type of way. And if that's the case, that's fine, but, like, leave me out of it. Like, there's no reason why I'm going to put myself, you know, to have to, like, talk to him seriously, and then he still has whatever he has going on with her. Like, no, I'm not finna do all of that. And yeah, no, at that point, like, I was like, okay, well, clearly we're just gonna stay friends. This is definitely not going to progress any further. And even though he was telling me, like, oh, you know, he don't want to be with her, stuff like that, no, like, I'm not believing that, because I just felt like her actions were not giving that. He's telling her that he don't want to be with her, and that what they had was over. Like, that's not what it was given. So So I kind of sort of tell him that in a way. Like, I start telling him, I'm like, well, are you sure you're not leading her on or anything like that? Because I don't know no girl that's just gonna, like, continue to, like, throw herself at a man if he's not, like, paying her any mind. Like, if he's making it perfectly clear that he don't want to be with her, then I don't know no girl that's just gonna keep like bothering him, keep harassing him, basically. And he was like, yeah, you say that, but, like, you don't know her. Like, I promise you, like, I don't want to be with her. I done told her over and over again to leave me alone, and she won't. And now, mind you, as we're talking, because eventually he ended up stepping away from the window, and now he's sitting on the bed, right? So as we're talking, his phone is still going off. Like, his phone is still ringing. Like, she's still calling him. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know, like, it just seems like a very sticky situation to me. Like, I don't know. So I guess to I guess to prove to me that he's not dealing with her like that. Like, all right, so this is what he does, and I just feel like this was just. We'll get into it. So she's, like I said, she's continuing to call him as we're having this conversation. So he was like, man, you don't believe me? All right, hold on, like, don't say nothing. So he answers the phone and he puts it on speaker. So he's like, hello? And she's like, I've been calling you. Why haven't you been answering your phone? And then he just immediately goes off. He was like, why the fuck you keep calling me? I told you to leave me alone. I told you I don't want to be with you. Like, you keep calling me. You was waiting outside my door. Like, you was circling around the block. Like, he said the dude's name that be at the front desk. He was like, blah, 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 told me that you was circling around the block. Like, you sitting outside my window. And she was like, you say that you don't want to be with me, but you called me last night and said that you wanted to see me. And I kid you not, when she said that, I looked at him like, that was making sense. So I guess he seen the look on my face, and he was like, yo, so you really gonna lie right now? Like, you really about to lie? I told you I wanted to see you last night. That's what I said. So she was like, not exactly. So then he was like, all right then, like, don't even lie. Like, tell me what I said. Tell me exactly what I told you last night. So she was like, well, last night you told me that you were in Queens and that you was finna stay out there for a little bit. So you was finna get us a hotel room. And then, like, before she could say anything else, he cut her off, and he was like, right, that's what I said. But did I get us a room though? Did I get us a room? And she was like, well, I don't know, because I called you around 1 a.m. but you didn't answer your phone, and I was trying to see where the room was and what hotel you got it at, but like, you wasn't answering your phone. So he was like, right, right. So if I wasn't answering my phone, why did you keep calling me? Why did you keep blowing up my phone? Like, why did you come all the way out here? Why was you waiting for me outside my place? And she cut him off, and she was like, because, like, I thought you really wanted to see me last night. Like, if you didn't want to see me, why would you tell me that you were getting us a hotel room? Like, I didn't know if anything happened to you. Like, that's why I came all the way out here. And pause. Like, I forgot to mention, he had told me before. Okay, so let's say, for the sake of this video, he lived near Syracuse. So he lived near Syracuse, and she lived in Queens. Now, I don't know how far it is, but let's say it's like an hour or so, like a couple of hours away from each other. So basically, she drove a couple of hours to, like, come to his place, basically. So back to the story. So he was like, I don't remember exactly what he said at this point, word for word, because honestly, I checked out at that point. He was pretty much saying something along the lines like basically trying to make it seem like he played her or he bluffed her. I feel like it was giving exactly what I thought it was to begin with. To me, it really felt like he claims he don't want to be with her, or he say he don't want to be with her, but he's very much leading her on by telling her that he's gonna get them a hotel room when he went to Queens. It's really given that, you feel me? And it's given that maybe this something like this had happened before. I don't know. Like, he was trying to make it seem to me like that he don't really fuck with her like that, and it is what it is. But when she started saying other stuff about how he was supposed to get them a hotel room in Queens, like stuff like that, like when he was supposed to tell her where the room was, like, and that, like, it seemed like little stuff like that was kind of like throwing him off. So he tried to, I guess, embarrass her in a way by trying to make it seem like, oh, you're stupid, like, I don't want to be with you, and, you know, I keep playing with you, I keep playing in your face, and you keep, I don't know, coming back. Whatever the case may be, it really felt like he was trying to, like, embarrass her, or whatever the case may be. And I just didn't like that. Like, furthermore, like, okay, maybe things could have worked out, you know, after the whole her showing up at his place thing. But once she started circling around the block and this phone conversation happened, I was already like an immediate no. No, 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 absolutely not. Because obviously y'all still got whatever it is that y'all got going on, and I'm just not finna insert myself into that. I don't know. The whole situation just made me feel some type of way. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm here to have a good time. Like, I fly back home tomorrow. I'm finna make the best out of the rest of my trip. But yeah, that's all we're finna do at this point. Like, once I leave and once I go home, like, not saying that I'm finna block him and cut off all communication, but I'm definitely not gonna be talking to him like I was before. Like, I probably maybe text him here and there, and oh my gosh, Bougie was right, this is a lame ass nigga. Like, no. Nah, for real. But I was like, oh my god, Bougie was right. Like, if anything, I felt like I should, at that point, I felt like I should have just stayed in Charlotte. Like, I felt like I would have had a much better trip if I would have stayed in Charlotte versus me coming here to New York and all of this stuff going on. So, however, I didn't tell him any of that though. Like, I'm pretty much just having him believe that I believe him, even though I knew it was BS. At that point, I was like, yeah, nah, all this is BS. Like, they're still messing around. They're still dealing with each other in some type of way, like, whatever. But it's cool because I'm just here to have a good time. And when I go home, it is what it is. So, like I said, it felt like at the end of the conversation, he was trying to embarrass her. So nothing really got resolved because he ended up hanging up on her. Like, he ended up hanging up on her. She, like, was calling back. He kept sending it to voicemail. Like, he wasn't answering his phone, and she still continued to call back. Like, she was calling this man back to back to back to back to back. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, they're obviously still messing around. Got to be. Like, you know, you feel me? Like, got to be at this point. So at that point, I'm like, all right, well, like, are we going to take some more shots? Because to be honest, I was over the situation at that point. So I was like, well, are we going to take some more shots? Like, I want to turn up. I want to have a good time. Stuff like that. So he goes to get the bottle of Henny, and now we're taking shots. So we're taking shots. And of course he wants to what do I say? He wants us to get in the bed. There we go. To keep it PG. So he wants us to get in the bed, right? So obviously we get in the bed, start doing what we do. And he is doing the most, like the utmost, because mind you, Crazy is still parked outside. Like, she's still parked outside his window. She's still blowing this man's phone up. Like, and he is doing the most, being extra loud. I'm not gonna lie, shit was blowing me. Like, this shit was blowing me, bro. I was so blown. But I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, cause it's pretty obvious at this point that he's using me to make her jealous. Like, he's being extra loud and doing all this extra shit so that she could hear us outside the window. Like, that's obviously what he's doing. So I was just over it. I was so fucking blown. I was like, yeah, nah. This can't be life. Why did I come here? I really should have stayed in Charlotte. Like, that's what I kept thinking all the time. Like, oh my God, I really should have stayed in Charlotte. I knew that he was trying to make her jealous. And he actually confirmed it when, after we got done, this man gets up and runs over to the window to see if she's still out there. Like, what the fuck? So I asked him, I'm like, is she still out there? And he was like, nah, she pulled off. She must have heard us. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, because that's what you wanted. Like, you wanted her to hear us. Like, you wanted her to be jealous or feel some type of way, whatever the case may be. So, boom. Moving on, right? So after that, you know, we put our clothes back on, we're chilling, and now the sun is starting to set. So the sun is starting to set, and he gets a phone call. So he gets a phone call, and then after he gets off the phone, he looks at me. He was like, I'm finna go downstairs and like open the door for my homeboy. Remember I told you he was coming over? So I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Like, I'll just stay here and wait for you. So he goes downstairs to get his homeboy, and they come back up the stairs. And we're not going to give his homeboy you know what? Should we? We should. We're going to call his homeboy Powder. We're going to call him Powder, and y'all are going to see why. So Wayne and Powder, they come up the up the stairs, right? So Wayne opens the door, he walks in, and he got like Powder walking behind him. So when Powder sees me, he was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like, I'm Powder. Like, Wayne is my brother. Like, we've been cool for such and such amount of years. So I'm like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Brianna. You know. So yeah, you know, we shake hands and stuff like that. And because at this point we're sitting in the kitchen, because okay, so how do I explain it? So it was a 1-bedroom apartment, but like he didn't really have no furniture in the living room, if that made sense. Like, okay, so he had a TV in the living room, but I don't even know if it worked because we did not turn that TV on the entire time I was there, so I'm not sure if it worked. But he had like one little, like, I think it's called like a futon couch in there, and then he had like the kitchen table, and then there was like the actual kitchen. So because the living room only had that one futon couch, like we were all sitting like in the kitchen. So we're all sitting around the kitchen, you know. And at this point, I decided to lay off the Henny because, like, I still wasn't feeling well, like, at all. I still wasn't feeling well. And I was just like, yeah, if anything, I'm just gonna drink some water and let that be it. So Powder, he sees the Henny, and, you know, he starts taking shots and stuff like that. So all of us are in the kitchen, but me and Powder, we're sitting at the table, and Wayne is, like, at the stove, and he's, like, cooking something. So he's at the stove, he's cooking, and me and Powder, you know, we're just talking and stuff like that, getting to know each other, like, nothing really too crazy. So as we're talking, Powder, he sees the Henny. So he was like, oh shit, bro. And he looks at Wayne, he was like, oh shit, bro, I didn't know you had Henny. So then Wayne turned around, and he was like, yeah, like, I got that for her because she said that's what she liked to drink, but shit, she barely been drinking that shit. So I started laughing, and I was like, yeah, because, like, I'm not feeling well. Like, I feel like I've already been drinking a lot this weekend. Like, I gotta rehydrate, drink some water or something. So Powder, he was like, shit, that's cool, because I'm finna drink it for her. Like, shit, give me a cup. Where my cup? So, fucking Wayne, he gives him, like, one of them, like, red cups. So he gets that, and he pours himself, like, a little bit of the Henny inside the cup, right? So he takes a sip, and we're still talking, right? So in the middle of the conversation, Powder, he pulls out this little baggie. He pulls out this little baggie, starts dumping the stuff out on the table, you know, and he takes out a card, starts separating it into lines, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And he starts separating into lines, and he just puts his face on the table. He goes, I kid you not. And I'm looking, and I'm like, because this is the first time I ever seen anybody do anything like this before. So it's like, once he did that, he continued to have like the regular conversation. Then he does it again. He sniffs another line. And then he sees me looking at him. So he was like, oh, you want some? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he was like, you sure? Cause I don't mind sharing. And then Wayne turned around and looked. He was like, nah, she good. Like, she good, bro. She don't do that shit. So he was like, shit, all right, more for me. And I'm just looking like, what the fuck is going on? So, like I said, the sun is starting to set and it's starting to get dark, right? So once Wayne is done cooking, I don't even remember what he cooked. I think it was like a grilled cheese, a sandwich. It was something with 2 pieces of bread. I don't know. But once he was done cooking, he sets the plate down in front of Powder, right? So Powder, he starts eating, starts drinking the Henny that's in his cup. You know, we're all talking and stuff like that. So so then Powder looks at Wayne and he was like, yo, can you take me by so and so's house? Like, I need to pick up some shit right quick. So Wayne, he was like, all right, yeah, I'll take you as soon as you're done. So then Wayne looks at me and he was like, we just finna go around the corner real quick. Like, I gotta go take him to go pick up some shit and then we finna come right back. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So after he gets done eating, we all like go outside to go get in Wayne's truck. And mind you, I had forgot all about Crazy again up until we got outside. Once we got outside, because I'm thinking like, nah, like this girl is really crazy. So once we got outside, I'm looking around. I'm like, is that her? Is that her? Is that her? Like, you feel me? Like, I'm literally got my head on a swivel because it's like, oh my God, this girl has been blowing this man's phone up all freaking day. She was circling around the block. She was waiting for him outside of his apartment. Like, it's pretty clear that she liked this dude. She got some strong feelings for him. Like, what if she comes out of nowhere and tries to run me over? Like, I don't know. You feel me? So I'm looking around, right? But these two, like Powder and Wayne, they're like, you know, chilling, acting like it's a regular night. You feel me? We get inside of Wayne's truck. Powder sits in the passenger seat and I sit in the back seat. So as we're driving to this location, they're just talking, right? So Wayne and Powder, they're talking and I'm listening. So Powder is telling Wayne, he was like, yo, bro, you remember that girl that I told you that I was talking to? And should we give her a name? We're going to call her Alice, like Alice in Wonderland. I don't know. So Wayne, he was like, who? You mean Alice? And Powder was like, yeah, her. He was like, man, did I tell you what the fuck happened the other day? How her baby dad caught us in the crib the other day? And Wayne was like, nah, what the fuck happened? So Powder was like, man, yo, she called me, told me come over to the house, she want to chill. So I go over there, you feel me? And you know me, nigga. So we chilling and shit, vibing, everything cool, bro. Yo, why the fuck her baby dad start blowing up her phone? I guess somebody must have told him that I was there, so he start cussing her out, and he start telling her to tell me that when he see me, like, he gonna beat my ass and he gonna get this nigga and that nigga, bro, and they gonna jump me, they gonna do this, they gonna stall me out, they gonna crip walk. Say, nah, he ain't saw all of that, but he was like he was like, they said that they gonna jump me, they gonna do this, they gonna pew pew unalive me. So Wayne was like, bro, I told you, like, you just need to go ahead and leave Shawty alone. Like, she got too much baggage. Just leave Alice alone. And I'm thinking to myself, leave Alice alone because she got too much baggage. What about the baggage you got, nigga? But I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit back and listen. You feel me? He's like, nah, bro, like, I really fuck with Alice. Like, man, besides that baby daddy bullshit, like, she real cool. Like, she real cool peoples. Like, I really fuck with her, bro. I really fuck with her. So, Wayne, he was like, all right, man, just be careful. Like, but shit, you know, like, her baby dad, like, that nigga ain't playing, dog. He ain't playing. Like, what's gonna happen if he do catch you with her? So, then Powder's like, Powder, he like, man, that nigga ain't gonna catch me, dog. He ain't gonna fucking catch me. So Wayne was like, all right, man, all right, like, whatever you say, but shit, I say you should stop fucking with Shorty. So they continue their conversation and whatnot, and then we pull up to this house. So we pull up to a house. Powder hops out the passenger seat, runs into the house. Is probably only in there for about maybe 5-10 minutes at the most, and then he comes running back out. He hops back in the passenger seat, and now we're going back to Wayne's crib, right? So we get back to Wayne's house. So we're in there, we're chilling, taking some more shots, because yeah, now I'm starting to drink the liquor again. But anyway, we taking more shots. And I didn't describe Powder to y'all. So Powder, he had locks, like he had dreadlocks, but you could tell that he don't really take care of them, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of people think that when you have dreadlocks, okay, now mind you, dreadlocks are a very low maintenance hairstyle for sure, but like, you still have to take care of them, right? Because it's still hair, like it's still your hair. And he just was not, like, you could tell that he just was not taking care of his locks. Like, he just was not. And I don't know if it was that, or if it was the drugs, or if it was both. Like, I don't fucking know. So I have locks under this wig. So I have locks, Powder has locks, and Wayne also has locks. So Powder is like telling me like, oh, you know, I like your locks, like, who did them for you? So I was telling him, I was like, oh, you know, my best friend, like, she started them, but like after the second year, like, I started retwisting them on my own. So now, like, I do my own retwist and stuff like that. So Powder, he was like, word, like, that shit look nice, like, can you do mine? Like, you think you could do my retwist? And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did not want to put my fingers in this man's head. So I told him, I was like, I mean, I didn't bring nothing with me. Like, I didn't bring, like, no gel. I didn't bring, like, no clips or nothing. You feel me? So Powder, he was like, oh, dang, right? So now I'm thinking I'm good. Until fucking Wayne says, he was like, oh, shit, like, I got that shit right in my room. Like, I got some gel, I got some clips, I got some rubber bands. Like, I got everything you need. Because I do my own shit, too. So I'm thinking, fuck. So now Powder, he was like, oh shit, bet. Well, you could hook me up then, like, hook me up. Now, mind you, this whole entire time that Powder has been with us, he had a fucking hat on. He takes off this hat, y'all. He takes off his freaking hat. And let's just say his locks are like pulled back. Let's say they're pulled back in a ponytail like this, right? There's a fucking spot up here that's just bald. A straight bald spot. Now, don't get me wrong. There was hair there, but it was not... Oh my god, this is so hard to explain. Let's say it's like this much hair that's like sticking up the top of his head like this. And he sees me looking at it. So, he sees me looking at it. And he was like, oh, like, don't worry about that. Like, I got into a fight with my baby mama not too long ago, and she just ripped out the whole fucking top of my shit, dog. Just ripped me clean the fuck out. But, like, can you work around that, though? Like, if you can just, like, just make it look nice, like, I can wear hats. Like, I got hats. So, just make it look nice and fit, and you can just do everything else around that. So, I'm like... yeah, I could work with it. I got it, but you're gonna for sure have to wear some hats until that shit grow back. But you feel me? Like, yeah, I can work with it, right? So he was like, shit, cool. All right, bet. He fucking takes out the powder again, puts it on the table, separates it in the lines, does like 2 more lines, right? I'm thinking, oh my god. So he does 2 more lines. So at this point, now it's dark outside. It's dark outside, you know, we just chilling in the kitchen, we talking and shit like that. And then Wayne, he asked me, he was like, well, where you want to do his hair at? Because I'm about to go lay down. So I'm like, you about to go lay down? Like, what, you tired? And he was like, yeah, like, I told you, like, I was out in Queens all last night, like, you know, I'm tired, I just want to go to sleep, because I also had to come pick you up early this morning from the airport, like, and I gotta get up early again tomorrow morning to take you back to airport, and then I gotta drive back here, like, Yeah, I'm just tired. So like I'm finna go lay down. Like you can like y'all can come like in the room if you want and you can do his hair in there. So I'm like, all right, like, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I felt some type of way. I most definitely felt some type of way because it's like I came here to have a good time, and you want to go to sleep because you're tired. Whatever. I'm gonna let it go. So we go in the room, right? So we go in the room, and so I'm sitting on the bed. Wayne is laying across the bed. So I'm sitting on the bed. He's sitting on the floor, like in between my legs, and I'm like, parting his hair, getting ready to do his hair, right? So as I'm doing his hair, like we talking and stuff like that, and he's pretty much telling me like what happened, like with his baby mama ripping out his hair. Like he's giving me like the full story basically. So he's telling me what happened, like we talking about that shit, and every now and then Wayne would like chime in and stuff like that. And stuff like that. But as I get like up a little bit to like this part, I look and Wayne is sleeping. Like this nigga is snoring. And I figured he was asleep anyway because like I said, at first he was chiming in and then all of a sudden I didn't hear a peep out of this nigga. I turn around and look and he's laying next to me like knocked the fuck out snoring. Was I mad? Yes. But I'm like, all right, I'm finna play it off. He starts telling me like, oh, while you're doing my hair, he was like, I'm finna do a couple transactions. Now, at first, I didn't really understand what he meant, so I was just like, all right, that's cool. Like, you feel me? So, now, oh my God, y'all. And he meant exactly that. Now, mind you, I said before that in order to get into the buildings, like, you had to have a key. So every time one of his people would come, he would get up, be like, all right, I'll be right back. He would go get them from downstairs. He would bring them up to the room, into the bedroom. They would do their transaction. He would give them the stuff. They would give him the money. And then, like, they would leave. And then he'd sit down, right? But it was really, what really stuck out to me and was really like, first of all, the entire thing made me feel uncomfortable. But what really made me feel uncomfortable is that every single thing that he was giving to these people, right? Like, let's say he was giving them powder. Then before they left, they would do a line together. Let's say he was giving them Tylenol, right? If he was giving them Tylenol, then he would break the Tylenol in half. He would take one half of the Tylenol. Whoever he was giving it to was taking the other half of the Tylenol. But it's like every single person. So it's like, oh my gosh. He has now done, I don't know how many lines since I've been here. He's taken all of these different types of Tylenols. He got all of this traffic running in and out of here. I'm like, oh my God, the police is gonna run up in here any minute. I started to get so paranoid. I'm like, oh my God, he has all this traffic coming in here. There's all of these rugs in here. I'm like, oh my God, the police is gonna run in here any minute. Oh my God, I'm looking over. Wayne is asleep. He's knocked out. I'm so overstimulated. I gotta finish this man's hair, which I didn't even want to do in the first place. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just started to become like so uncomfortable, so overstimulated. Like, what is going on? Bougie was right. This whole entire situation is lame. I should have stayed in Charlotte. I should have never came here. And I'm gonna leave y'all on the cliffhanger, and I'm gonna continue this story next time. So this is part 2 of Solo Trip Gone Wrong. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time for part 3. So yeah, with that being said, bye.